Welcome back, Marauders. Mr. Mo here. Today we're going over 10 tips for you beginners that are just getting in the game and getting into the beta. Things that can help you out to progress in the games further. Tip number 1, you guys should always bring in extra bandages, extra meds, extra food, because you're going to be fighting not only players, but you will be fighting AIs. The AIs seem to come in pairs or trios, and they will do damage. PvP fights can leave you almost dying, and if you don't have any extra bandages in raid, you can basically just call it quits and either extract, or you're going to end up dead and losing all your gear. Tip number 2, the more ammo, the better. Especially when you're rocking automatic guns, you're going to be shooting a ton of ammo out, whether it be the AIs or the players. Sometimes you're going to be missing your shots, and easily you can go through 60 rounds of ammo. 9mm is very cheap, so if you're going in with a 9mm, your best bet's to go in about 260 stacks plus the magazine full, and I'm sure you'll be able to pick some up in the raid. Having to scavenge the raid for ammo is a waste of oxygen and time. Sometimes you bring in 7.62, and you're really not going to find 7.62 inside of a raid unless you go into a capital ship or the merchant ship where the enemy AIs have the SVT or the STGs. Tip number 3 is if you're looking for synthetic tape and metal scrap and you're not having any luck finding them in the garbage cans or in the garbage bags littered around, you could always buy the cheapest armor or knives off of the trader that's available, scrap it. Most of the time you'll end up getting a couple synthetic tapes, maybe metal scraps you can use to craft lockpicks and some bandages. They don't cost that much items. I believe the lockpicks are 1 metal scrap and bandages are 1 synthetic tape, and you can craft them easily, have enough, because you're going to be going through them every raid whether you like it or not. Tip number 4 comes to breaching. When you breach a ship, you got to remember you take a little bit of damage, hence the first tip, which is bring more meds, but it's also a gamble. You're not able to tell if it's 1 player in there or 4 players in there. You're never going to know until you get in there. Sometimes you might be in there just a one-on-one. Sometimes you go in there, there's going to be 4 people, and trust me, it's capable, but it's very hard. And majority, if you survive that fight, I'm pretty sure you're going straight to extract after that, because you're going to have enough loot in there that you're going to be able to sell. Tip number 5, if you're bringing in a bigger ship, it's best to go in with a team. For example, if you get the interceptor, the interior of the interceptor is very big. If you're going in solo and you get breached either by a duo or a trio or a 4-man, it's going to be very hard to defend because you're going to have more angles, more corners, and more hallways. Always bring in a bigger team with bigger ships. It's basically just what's going to help you keep that ship. You leave with an interceptor, you don't want to risk losing it on a solo raid. I found my interceptor and I waited till the boys got on. Once we got on the 4-man, we were taking that interceptor out and nobody was stopping us. Tip number 6 comes to noise. Anything you do in the game, whether it comes to sprinting, jumping, shooting your gun, or even spamming that good old F1. AIs and players can hear you and they will come after you. So remember, if you're walking slow and crouched especially, they're not going to hear you. You can probably sneak up on the AIs or enemy players that are looting or fighting other AI. I know a lot of people don't like third parties, but sometimes when you're going in solo, it's best to be nice and quiet and either come in from around or catch them by surprise. Tip number 7, this is something you should always look for in a raid. You have toolkits and gunpowders. Toolkits can be found around the garages, inside boxes. These are used to create your storage boxes, which helps you out with your stash. As you can see, the stash isn't as big as you would like. Those storage boxes would help you store more items in there. You can store guns, ammo that you're not going to bring into the next raid, and it'll give you space for whenever you're coming out of a raid. Gunpowder is very important to take in raids, whether it's the high grade gunpowder or the little tin of gunpowder. These will be used to craft ammo such as 9mm, 7.62, 5.56, 10mm. And once you finish the 0 to hero task, there's one that unlocks a scrap bomb from you. You're going to need gunpowder. And trust me, I've used one of those scrap bombs against a commando major and they took him out instantly. He was wearing panzer armor, but that scrap bomb said bye-bye. Tip number 8, I know it seems very simple, but mod your guns. If you're going to buy the Uzi, buy the stock and the extended mag off of the trader. Try to unlock the suppressor. If you put those 3 mods on there, that Uzi, to me, I'm calling the Uzi right now meta. It's 9mm. You bring in 4 stacks 9mm, that Uzi modded. You can take out duos, trios, even quads if you have the right positioning. Remember, accuracy by volume. Tip number 9 is very important, especially whether you're solo or with duos. It's repositioning and retreating when needing. Repositioning is very good. It gives you the advantage if you know the map well. You can shoot someone from one side. If they're running away and you know that this corridor or this hallway leads to where they're going to end up, you can rush around and you can take them out, catch them by surprise. Sometimes you need to retreat. Retreating, you'd be surprised, it's a very good option. I've run into certain places when I walk in, I see 2 people in there and I'm either low on ammo or low on health. They haven't spotted me, I'll turn around and I'll start sprinting either to the nearest pod to escape or I'll try to go back to my gate. The last and most important tip, I know you guys heard it from every single person that plays this game, but when you land in a dock and that airlock opens, before you go out and sprint your way into there, always turn around and remember your gate. See, I have a problem of telling everyone this and I tend to always forget my gate, and then I end up spending about 5 minutes going going to different gates, seeing if my key card is working or if I'm able to use the key card from another enemy. You remember your gate number. Once you have enough loot right there, you don't even have to go for PvP. You can go right back to your gate, extract, sell everything, and come back to another raid. Now, these are just 10 tips that I've given out to the beginners who are purchasing the beta or just getting into Marauders. I do feel that there's plenty of more tips out there. If you have any questions or your own tips, drop them down in the comments below. We have been following Marauders since the alpha. I am enjoying the game. Hope you guys are enjoying this game too. It's very fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys breach each other's ships. If these tips are helping you out, don't forget to hit the like button, drop subscribe. We're going to be covering Marauders on this channel. I am a Tarkov main, but Marauders has scratched that itch that Tarkov gives me as well, and I do love space battles. So Marauders, see you next time, and remember, this is just a beta. We're going to run into bugs, glitches. We're testing this, so if you find any bugs, glitches, don't forget to turn into a ticket to the devs or even reach them out in Discord. They'll gladly accept your information because we want this game to do good. So far, the alpha was great. Beta's doing great. I can't wait to early access so even more players can get on here, and maybe the raid will be even more full, because sometimes you go into a raid and there's a capital ship around there. Everyone's attacking that ship, and it's just so much fun PvP in there. So until then, see you in the skies.